Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. Oh. Okay, so first off, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Okay, if not, do understand your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. And jumping straight into it, so we got some things to talk about. First of all, okay, we are going to get into this smoothie. All right, I'm excited about that. You know what I'm excited about? It's so funny because a few days ago, right, I always tell you guys, like, when I have these aha moments and these epiphanies, and a few days ago, you know, sometimes we tend to forget why we started, right? Why we started whatever it is that we started, right? And I was in a place of remembering why I started doing these videos, right? And I just like really been researching, looking at the things that I used to look. One of the guys who, oh my goodness, I don't know him. I didn't know him personally. But he is near and dear to my heart, and he's not on a physical plane any longer. He's in a spiritual realm, but Tim Morrow, okay, Dr. Tim Morrow, he was a phenomenal, herbalist, okay. Also, he was very, educational in sharing his education. And make sure you guys listen, Linda, okay? Make sure you guys are sharing this video, okay? Share the video. Honey, when you share the video, you ain't got to say nothing. Just share the knowledge, okay? Share the information, okay? Hey, Stevie, peace to you, baby. Peace to you. And, so I've been watching Dr. Tim Morrow talk about herbs and stuff like that. You guys know I have a love for herbs when it comes to herbal medicine, and I don't take over-the-counter stuff. My first choice, if it comes down to anything, it would be herbal tea. And let me tell you something, that is my preference, okay? You do what works for you. But that's what I've been doing for a while, ever since listening to Dr. Sabi, okay? So we're gonna get into this smoothie, okay? First off, honey, okay? We got some things to catch up on. Now, I know I have been away for about, I think like for 6 days or so, but honey, who's counting, okay? All right? I've been away for 6 days, and I just been you know, thinking about my life, thinking about, you know, if I want change, and how my life is going to change, not if I want change, because, honey, we should always be evolving, okay? And one quote I had got from Dr. Wayne Dyer, okay, one of the things Wayne Dyer said was, if you continue to do the same, okay, and you thinking that something magical is going to happen where as though your life changed, honey, you sadly mistaken. Okay, you are sadly mistaken. Now let me tell you guys why I dress like this. Okay. The reason why I dress like this, okay. All right. Now I may say, honey, I'm honey. Okay. All right. Okay. Now the reason why I dress like this and I come on live, okay, is because, one, I want you to understand, okay? Now, if I dress like this, you're going to pay attention, okay? You are going to pay attention. That's one. And then two, you're going to pay attention, and what you constantly see is start going into where? Into your subconscious mind, okay? So if I'm talking about smoothies and I'm talking about health and stuff like that, while I dress like this, oh, honey, you're going to pay attention, okay? So we're going to get into this smoothie. Honey, I done went on yesterday, okay? I tell you guys all the time, if you want your life to change, you have what it takes for it to change, okay? You have what it takes. And you have to really decide, like, you know what? I want my life to change. And sometimes you may not have an idea. You may not know what to do, right? But the more you are knocking, okay, the door shall open. The more, honey, come with the good word like Big Bird, okay? The more you are seeking, What did they say in the Bible, honey? What did they tell you in the Bible? Okay? The more you are seeking, ye shall find. Okay? All right? And the more you are seeking, the more ye shall find. All right? So I went on a dating thing last night. Honey, we got to talk about this. Okay? 1 second. Okay. So starting off, we doing a smoothie. Okay. Now, going forward, I'm trying to see, because I'm like, next week, what type of smoothie? But honey, we talking about the here and the now. So we're gonna do this smoothie. This smoothie contains mixed fruits, and we have almond milk. Okay. So I watch what is his name? Bobby. He's on YouTube, okay? And he goes around to different supermarkets. I even have his app. He goes around to different supermarkets, and he lets you know what is in certain foods, okay? So the other day I had ordered this milk. I had ordered like 3 containers of this, and to say the least, this is not the best milk, okay? Yes, it's almond milk, but it's not the best because it has the cane sugar in there, and it was something else. Oh, and natural flavors. So one of the things that I got from Bobby, okay, who's a YouTuber, I don't remember Bobby's last name, but one of the things that I got from Bobby was, whenever you see natural flavors, like on the back of whatever it is, you know, on the back of the product and the ingredients, that means that the product that says natural is so far from natural, okay? So when I listened to, when I scanned this, I said, oh shit, okay, all right. So I'm gonna use this, okay? But you know better, you're gonna do better. So I won't order this again, okay? I'm gonna use this. Then I had brought some organic bananas. Now, you guys are so sweet, okay? Because you didn't come for me. Oh, but you didn't come for me when I showed you guys those bananas, okay? That was definitely overripe, okay? So look. So I had ordered some bananas, okay, and these are our organic bananas. I don't know why they wet. Unless my oldest daughter was up here. So these are our organic bananas, which I don't know how organic they are because they don't have the seeds, right? But let's see. Okay, and let me tell you this, okay? Rome wasn't built in one day, okay? And when it comes to eating an elephant, okay? How you eat an elephant? How you eat an elephant, okay? One bite at a time, okay? All right? All right? But you can't keep doing the same thing, hoping and looking for something else to come along, because it's not. I think it was William. I had told him, because he asked me what time was I going to do the live today, and I told him at 12 o'clock. But I got to go over, you guys know I'm hosting a book club, okay? If you want to be a part of it, just send me a DM, okay? And for the ones that feel like, oh, do we have to read out loud? You don't have to read out loud. So if that is stopping you from growth, then shame on you. Shame on you, okay? And actually, one of my homegirls calling me now because of the book club. Okay, so I'm going to hurry up and get to this, okay? So first up, we are going to put our... We are going to... Okay, so to the person that's out there that's like, you know, the stuff is expensive or whatever, you know, the fruits and stuff is expensive. One second. They're saying that the stuff is expensive. You could go to, it's certain supermarkets that you can go to. Okay, one of the supermarkets is called Lidl. I think Lidi. You can go there. You can go to Aldi. Okay, Aldi has you know, stuff that is, you know, is not as pricey as other supermarkets. Okay, and they do have an organic section. All right, so first we're gonna start off with these mixed fruits. Okay, so this bag has strawberries, peaches, mangoes, and pineapples. Honey, it feels like old times, because honey, for the OGs, okay, that honey that's been rocking with me for about 6 years, honey. Okay, you know, when I first started, I would do these smoothies. Okay, I would do smoothies, but I would mainly do greens. I would mainly do arugula. I would mainly do watercress. I would do spirulina. I would do, you know, all these different things. Okay, so this really feels like, you know, the purpose of my content. Okay, sometimes we step away from our purpose because we think that we can do it another way other than the way Source wanted us to do it. Okay, and you know, you being distracted and stuff like that. I was distracted. Okay, being distracted, and you like, you know what, well, maybe I could do it this way. Okay, I see that I'm getting so many views, maybe I can do it this way. And then you lose yourself, because the purpose or the reason why Source wanted you to do the videos, it could be for health. Okay, it could be for health. It could be you showing people that there's another way. Okay, now I'm not perfect, okay, but we in this together. Okay, every Sunday, okay, we doing smoothie Sundays. What's in your cup? Okay, so now we are going to take, again, this is not the best milk. Okay, some of the milk that you can use, you can make your own almond milk. Okay, I would probably prefer that more. You can make your own almond milk, or you can get this milk. You can get this milk, hazelnut. Okay, you can get this type of milk from Whole Foods. I know Whole Foods have it, and it's some similar, like in a container like this, but I think it's probably like a little smaller. Yeah, but that milk is probably a little better. Okay, so we're gonna put our milk. Okay, so last night, honey, I went, listen, okay, I tell you guys all the time, if you want your life to change, honey, you're gonna have to do something different. Okay, so last night I was in the room, right? And I just was like, lately I haven't been watching like a whole lot of TV. Okay, I did get caught up in this new series that they have on Prime. It's called Harlan and Cohen, I think it is, and it's filmed in New Jersey. Like, they have Newark, they have some places in Newark that they filmed the set it in, and then they also have Montclair. If you guys don't know, I am absolute, I love Montclair. Okay, Montclair, New Jersey, I love it. Okay, because the way it look is so beautiful. The houses up there, honey, I may have me a house in Montclair soon. Okay, who knows how this thing gonna turn out. Okay, but I was like so captured by this new series, because you know, you see places that's familiar. Then they have some scenes like Hoboken scenes, and I was like, ooh, I know where that's at. That's in Hoboken. Okay, all right. So it really captured my attention. I've been watching it and stuff like that, but mainly I've been listening to Les Brown lately. A lot of Les Brown. A lot of Les Brown. Okay, so we have our milk in here. We're gonna take we're gonna do about 3 bananas, okay? Now, last night, I was in a room, and I said, Self, you know what? It's boring. I did say that. Now, normally, I don't really be saying, you know, it's boring or anything like that. My oldest daughter, she used to ask me, like, you ain't bored? And I used to say no, because I would occupy myself with stuff, okay? And so last night, I said, you know what could we do? Okay, and so what I did was, they have this app. Honey, if you're not on this app, I don't know what you waiting for. Okay, they have this app. It's called Meet Up. MEETUP. Oh my goodness. Okay, who knew? And you know how I found out about the app? I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I was searching on Google, like, you know, different apps where though you could go out with people and stuff like that. You could do, you know, meet new friends or whatever it was. And I went on that app, and I said, "Ooh, I like this." So already I attended 2 events on that app. And the lady that I'm talking about, my homegirl, okay, that I met her on that app, okay? Now, she's a New Yorker, okay? She from Queens, all right? But I met her on that app. Who knew, okay? And then last night, honey, let me tell you what happened last night. So last night, I went on the app, okay? And I said, I hope they have something for today that's free, okay? So I went on that app. And honey, they had coffee and tea dating, right? So you could meet people over online, right? Dating. And what's so good about this is because it's face to face. Oh, well, you know, virtue, okay? But you see the people, and the host, his name was Bob, okay? Let me tell you about Bob. Ooh, girl, let me tell you about Bob, okay? All right. Now, it was about, I want to say 15 people on it. And you know why I like doing these different things? Because it gives me something to talk about, okay? It gives me something to talk about on here. And then also, honey, if you ain't, if you're not growing, what you doing? Okay? Okay? Because if you ain't growing, you're dying, all right? And never feel like, you let me tell you something. You may show up to these places nervous or whatever it is like that, but let me tell you something. You have what it takes. You have what it takes, and you just as good enough. You just as good as anybody that's up on there. Okay, so don't shy down and be like, oh, I can't attend this, I can't attend that, and be yourself. Be yourself, because let me tell you something. When you being yourself, you are going to meet people that is themselves, okay? You guys remember what I said before? Your vibe, it attracts your tribe, okay? So be yourself. If they don't like you, honey, somebody will like you that like themselves, okay? But you like you. And so last night, you know, Bob done forgot. He didn't even, he was telling everybody. He was telling everybody, like, you know, say hello, whatever it was, you know. And I'm like, he went around all the girls, all, you know, the women that was on there. And I said, damn, I know I just came, I wasn't late. But I said, damn, Bob, what's going on? You ain't calling my name, okay? And I was nervous because I said, damn, you know, I don't want to interrupt and stuff like that. But my homegirl, Johnetta, was on there, okay? And she was like, Bob, Dina, right? And I was like, yeah, Bob, you didn't call my name, right? And so I introduced myself. Oh yeah, my name is Dina. Okay, I'm from New Jersey. Okay, and that was pretty much it. And so, wait 1 second. Hold on. I said that was pretty much it. No. So basically you tell a group or whatever, and these strangers, okay, you don't know these people from a can of paint. Only the one who I knew on there was Johnetta, because I invited her, I sent her the link for the meetup, okay? And you don't know these people from a can of paint, okay? And so I had said, so Bob said, nice to meet you, Dina, and he was like, I said, I'm a content creator, okay, because I am, okay? I am a content creator, okay? And so So Bob, he's like a psychoanalysis. Like, I know he's like in a field with like psychology, right? Older white guy. I think he's like in his 60s or 70s, right? And so he's like, so what is your content about? So I'm like, law of attraction. Like, hello, Bob, is about law of attraction. So he goes, Dina, well, we should connect. Dina, we should collab, okay? And he also do marketing. Those are the rooms you want to be in. Now, I believe Bob was a little like flirt, okay? But those are the rooms that you want to be in. Let me tell you something. If I could get this bag open. All right, so we put our bananas in. I think we did 3 bananas, right? And now we're going to go in with our mixed fruit. The reason why you want to start getting out of your comfort zone, okay? And you can start on apps like Meetup, okay? Meetup. Let me pin Meetup on here, okay? Okay, so our bananas, they are high in vitamin K, okay? Then we're going to put some blueberries in there, which I know is high in antioxidants. So if you are a person, you know, that they care about your appearance, how you aging, how you looking and stuff like that, antioxidants, when you hear antioxidants, you hear anti-aging, okay? Aging, all right? So you want to use some antioxidants, blueberries, raspberries, any type of berries, okay? They high in antioxidants. So we're going to put some antioxidants in here, and then we're going to blend it. I'm going to put some, actually, I'm going to put some spirulina in there as well. Spirulina is high in protein, okay? It has more protein than beef itself, okay? It's blue algae, comes from the ocean, and is high in protein, okay? All right. Okay, so we got our blueberries. Okay, and our spirulina. Okay, let me tell you something. And we're going to get into women, okay? Us females, we have 5 ways of elimination, okay? Eliminating the toxins from our bodies. Men have 4 ways of elimination, okay? Eliminating the toxins from the body. And if you don't eliminate the toxins from the body, then you can have a collapsed uterus, okay? A collapsed reproductive system. And the same thing in regards of the men, okay? Now, you won't have a collapsed uterus, right? But a collapsed reproductive, okay? Because you have seeds, right? Okay? Okay? So you want to be mindful of incorporating more healthy stuff, okay? You can't keep saying, like, all right, for instance, I'm going to be very transparent with you guys, okay? And I'm going to do a video later on YouTube, 10 feminine hygiene ways to keep down there clean, okay? And smell fresh, all right? So the other day I had did a video, okay, about, you know, could you guys share what deodorant you've been using? Now, I went to the store, I went to Walgreens, and I got Native, okay? But whenever your body is exerting out an odor, okay, that means something. It means that something is going on in your body. It's not just like, oh, well, my body just smelled, let me just take a shower and stuff like that, or let me just take chlorophyll, because, you know, I was taking chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is what's in the greens, okay? Chlorophyll is what gives the greens, okay, whether it's spinach, whether it's kale, whatever. It's what lettuce, it's what gives the greens their color, okay? So if you can eat the veggies more so, okay, than, you know, taking, I guess, like the chlorophyll. Now, I stopped taking the chlorophyll because something just was like, you can just eat this stuff, okay? And I remember Bobby Price, okay, who's a doctor, and he's of color, he's a vegan, okay? Wouldn't mind dating Bobby, okay? Well, listen, okay? But one of the things Bobby Price talks about is, you know, if you have an odor, that's because you're not incorporating enough of greens in your diet, okay? So whatever type of odor you may have, okay, is because you're not incorporating enough of greens in your diet. And your pH is off balance. Yes, is off balance. And you know what's crazy? Because the other day, this is the transparency part. Okay, 1 second. Oh, so we just gonna take a little. Now, I know some may say, well, you just said you're not going to do the chlorophyll, but you're doing the spirulina, okay? I'm just going to do a little spirulina. But, right, we can do, let's throw some spinach up in there. Now, I know this is not on Dr. Sabi's list or whatever it is like that, but you want to have balance. And you want to check in with your body and see what's working for you. Let me tell you something. The body is so dope and so smart. It's going to let you know when some shit is off, okay? So, the best experience, like Nipsey Hussle said, is your own, okay? That's the best experience. Now, I'm not saying you can't take advice from people and stuff like that. But when you can experience it for yourself, because what may work for one, it may not work for the other. Okay? It may not work for you. All right? Okay. Okay, also, honey, today I'm just in a mood for giving. Okay, 1 second, honey, because I can't have my dress coming. Okay, so if you have a baby, that's over 1, okay, and don't like to sleep, you can try. Because, you know, sometimes we buy melatonin, okay? And melatonin is to put you to sleep, okay? But if you have like a baby that's over 1 year old, you can give them pure tart cherry, okay? And you dilute it, because, honey, this is bitter, okay? It's so bitter, all right? It don't have, let me just make sure. Total 24 grams of sugar. All right, this is what be getting me. Include 0 grams of added sugars, but then it says total grams, 24 grams of sugar. That's what be getting me, okay? But if you dilute this, okay, because it is very bitter, with some water, try it. Okay, you can try it. This is entertainment purposes only, okay? All right, so we're gonna take about a handful of our greens. And some may say, damn, you ain't gonna wrench them. I'm gonna tell you, I'm doing this as if you guys was in here, okay? Because if you was in here, I wouldn't wrench them. Sometimes I wrench them and sometimes I don't. It depends. Okay. All right. So this is how our smoothie is looking, and we're gonna go and blend this up. Okay, that was smoothie. All right, so the transparency part. Okay, now the other day I had went to the bathroom, and I'm very like subconscious when it comes to body odor. Like if I have any type of body odor, like I'm very subconscious of it. And so I know a few weeks ago I had some fish. I had some salmon, and then I had some shrimps. And so as I went to the bathroom, it smelled, okay? It smelled like fish. And when it comes to like my lady parts, like cleaning and stuff like that, like I take several showers, okay? I even do enemas, okay, at times. I haven't done an enema in a while, but I do enemas sometimes, whereas though, you know, honey, look it up if you don't know what it means, okay? And I was like, oh my goodness, right? And so I got in the shower, and then it was like an odor, right? Like a few days later. And I know I haven't been incorporating a whole bunch of water, okay? So that's another thing. You want to be mindful of your intake of water, okay? Because water is flushing out the toxins from your body. And I remember once upon a time I used to be so ignorant, okay? And I would say, I don't care for water, okay? Ignorant, very ignorant, okay? Because, honey, if you don't care for water, how is the toxins getting flushed from your body, okay? And so make sure you are incorporating water. If you eating a bunch of meat, incorporate more so fruits and veggies as opposed of meats. Okay, all right. I have a fruit bowl on my table that always have whether it is mandarins, whether it is oranges, whether it is mangoes, whether it is melons. I always make sure that we have fruit in here. Okay, and so you want to incorporate, you know, the greens and stuff like that. And that was something, you know, I never was taught as a kid. Like, you know, you hear you are what you eat. We all have heard that several times, okay? But I don't think that the adults that, you know, who raised me dive deep enough to say you are what you eat, and the stuff that you eat, it throws off your pH balance, because whatever you put in your body is gonna come out. And this is the 5 eliminations that women have, okay? Okay. So when we talk about elimination, right? Eliminating the toxins that's in our body, is 5 ways that they could be eliminated. And I highly recommend you guys get this book. I had talked about this book so many times, African Holistic Health by Dr. Lily Africa. Also, we have this book is more so an in-depth version of, herbs like Dr. Sebi herbs and, the different compounds that Dr. Sebi will put together to make his blends. Okay. Anise, he is a great writer, and especially when it comes to research and stuff like that. They even have a wash, okay, for us women, because I think a lot of times, we think, well, I'm a just douche, right? Like sometimes you may think, and I used to douche too, and I used to take boric acid suppositories, okay? Now, when I was taking the boric acid suppositories, okay, to insert in my vajayjay, I remember something came across me and said boric, okay? Because when you think, I don't know about the next person, but when you think of boric, you think of goddamn roach poisoning, okay? All right? And I said, boric acid, boric, isn't that what you put for the roach? Because I know I used to put that down for the roaches, okay? The boric acid with the with the eggs, okay? Now, somebody may say, why would you? It would be boric acid, sugar, and eggs. And where did I get that combination from? So I was I was actually married to him for a little while. But I was first dating a guy that was Dominican and Venezuelan, right? Okay. I wasn't ready for that relationship. I really wasn't ready for it. But anywho, and so he told me, he was like, boric acid and, eggs. And so if you got some roaches, okay, honey, do the boric acid, do the boric acid, sugar, okay, and the eggs. I mean, it worked, okay? It worked at that time, all right? So, yeah, you got to be mindful of what you sticking in a vajayjay, okay? Because it really don't want anything inserted in a vajayjay. So if you are inserting, all these different things inside your vajayjay, to, I don't know, probably to balance out your pH, balance or whatever it is there, you just got to be mindful of what you eat, and because we are what we eat. And one of the things that I loved about Dr. Tim Morrow, who was a herbalist, okay, okay, one of the things that I loved about Dr. Tim Morrow was that he shows you, certain things. Like he had this this picture of the uterus. And the picture, it shows like a regular uterus. Hey Cedric, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. Hey Amani, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. Hey Cornelius, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you, peace to you. And anybody else on here, honey, I can't see you. Hey Brian, peace to you, peace to you. Oh, and Oliver, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. So, one of the things that Dr. Tim Morrow talked about was having women having a reproductive system, okay? And we have 5 ways of eliminating waste. And these are the 5 ways. We eliminate waste through our lungs, our colon, okay? Well, when we poop, our kidneys, our, that time of the month when we have our menstrual cycle, and also when we sweat, okay? So those are the ways that we eliminate waste, all right? And one of the things Dr. Tim Morrow said was that if you're not eliminating waste, right, it can become so backed up that you have a tilted uterus, okay? And that's basically, I guess, he showed the picture where as though the intestines was sort of hanging out, and because of all the toxins being backed up, right? And you're not able to use the bathroom. And a sure sign to know that if you are Constipated is do diarrhea. That's how you know that you constipated, do diarrhea. Okay. And another thing Dr. Tim Monroe said was that if you have any aches in your body, that means that you backed up too. Okay. And they have all these different names for, all these different things. Athletes for, dandruff and all these different things. But what that really means is excessive amounts of yeast, mucus, okay? And I done did several foot videos, okay, on YouTube. And whenever I'm doing the foot videos, okay, my very first foot video that I did with the mask and, stuff like that and getting the skin off my feet, I always say, especially in that first video I did, that comes from yeast. Okay, it just shows up in different places. Okay, so if you have like a lot of skin and stuff on your feet, is one way that it is trying to eliminate itself, and is through your feet. Okay, and the skin is the biggest organ on our body. Okay, so if you have stuff showing up on your face, like a lot of bumps, a lot of eczema or whatever it is due to the dairy products and stuff that you are constantly consuming and putting in your body. All right. Okay. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, you can drop them down in the chat. I'm about to get off here because I have a meetup, to discuss the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. If you guys want to attend it, you just send me a DM. And we'll go from there. So if you don't have no questions and I don't have nothing else to say, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.